Hi, welcome and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm in an entirely new location. I will be back in my apartment soon, but I am home for the holidays, or back where I used to live for the holidays. We're going to be shooting here today, which is pretty nice. I do have some background, like a highways back there. There's some planes overhead, some people drive by with music, so hopefully that doesn't end up in the audio. And if it does, hopefully I can clean it up. I've already shot this video before last week when it was like 20 degrees, had no audio at all, so that was very disappointing. So hopefully I don't have to shoot this again. But yeah, this video is basically going to be me wrapping up my year, talking about the 2024 year, and then talking about what I plan or hope to do in 2025, which is, as of now, 2 days away. But this year, looking back, I did a lot of street photography. I did not plan to do as much street photography as I ended up doing. But the one good thing about street photography is easily accessible if you are around people. Live in the city, live in the town, you can do it. Thankfully, I have been near two relatively big, well, one big city in New York City, another relatively big city in North Carolina, Raleigh. Even though I do find Raleigh to be it's vastly different than New York City. New York City is like almost always busy. Raleigh, like after, I think when I've been downtown, after like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock is dead, at least in wintertime. Different vibes, different opportunities to do street photography, but the opportunities are still there. But I do love New York City, and being back home allows me, I've been to New York City twice since I've been here doing photography, and it's been awesome. I'll put some examples up here while I'm talking. But I did a lot of street photography, and I learned a lot. One, I learned that I wasn't comfortable taking pictures of people around other people, so that was something that I have to work on getting more comfortable with. I'm more comfortable with it now than I was before, but I still do kind of get like shy and stuff. Also, I don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable too, so I try to be really thoughtful about who I'm shooting, why I'm shooting them with the camera, where I point the camera, and be like kind of I try not to do to other people what I wouldn't have done to me. So those are some things I keep in mind when I do street. Another thing that I've learned is the focal lengths that I prefer. So I started out with the Nikon Zfc. It's a camera that I still use. I actually took it out yesterday. I'll put some pictures of that up now, of me going out yesterday with this camera to take some photos. Well, not yesterday, actually 2 days ago, my fault. It was 2 days ago. I went out 2 days ago and to take some photos with the Nikon Zfc. And also I shot some film as well, but talk about that later. And I got some good results from the Nikon Zfc. I had the 16-50 kit lens and the TT Artisan's 25mm f2. And when I started street photography, the Nikon Zfc was my bread and butter. It was my first foray into mirrorless. And I eventually, however, bought the Nikon Zf. So when I find myself doing street photography recently, I've been picking up the Nikon Zf and going out with that, because I've been using like my Nikon 85 1.8 that I recently picked up, and I recently picked up just over the holidays the 24-70 2.8. Once again, I'll put some pictures up here so you can see some results of that. And it has been like amazing to shoot with the Nikon Zf doing street. I realized I really like 85 as a focal length, as opposed to say like 50 or 35 or 25. On the Nikon Zf, the 25 is equivalent to about, I think, 37mm. But in any case, I've been picking up the Nikon Zf a lot more than the Nikon Zfc. But I do think that the Nikon Zfc still has a place in my kit, because it's not going to be all the time that I'm going to want to fill up my book bag, put in like 2 lenses, and go out with it. I may just want to take something really quickly. So I'm still going to keep this camera and the lenses I have for it. I have like 4. And actually, over the next year, I'm going to challenge myself to go out at least one weekend with this camera and I'm basically going to split up the year using like one of those lenses for like 3 months just on this camera, just to kind of shoot some more, see like what I really like, what I don't like in terms of focal lengths with this camera, and then go from there. Maybe I'll sell some lenses, maybe I won't, but it'd be a great challenge for myself. In terms of this year, once again, shot a lot of street, didn't shoot a lot of landscape, but I hope to next year. So I'm planning on going to a couple places. I have a trip planned for Puerto Rico for a friend's wedding, so I hope to find some places to shoot some landscapes there. Definitely gonna take some street photography in San Juan if I can. I may have a trip to somewhere else. I haven't planned it all out yet, so I'm not gonna announce that just yet. And I have a friend who's having a wedding in England, so I'm gonna have to find a way to get there. Maybe not do landscape, maybe. We'll see. So you'll definitely see more landscape hopefully on this channel. In terms of videos, I had told myself I was going to do a video a week last year, this year, 2024. Did not do that. Only put out like 14 videos. I have the content on my laptop, but didn't put out videos. I will be putting out, or try to, one of my resolutions is to put out a video every 2 weeks. So that gives me like at least a week to shoot, another week to edit, and hopefully, depending on how life goes, I can stick to that schedule. But I'm gonna try to stick to that schedule for next year. Also, I'm recording this for future me right now. I am not going to buy any new cameras or camera lenses this year in 2025 unless something breaks. So last year I said the same thing. Once I had got the Nikon Zfc, I ended up picking up the Nikon Zf, a Nikon FM2, a Yashica C, picking up the 24-70 f4, 24-70 2.8, 85 1.8, 25 TT Artisans 25 f2, Brighton Star 35mm 0.95. So yeah, we're gonna try to stick with the kit we got. Oh, and also I picked up the Tamron 70-300. I need to do a video actually about that. That lens is amazing. But man, I went all out in gear this year. It's time to like kind of settle with what I have, learn to work with what I got, and then go from there. Because you can get caught in the gear trap and buying more and more gear. I don't want to end up in that trap. If the only kind of gear I do want to buy next year, if I do end up buying, and only then, that still comes with caveats, is lighting. So I'm going to put out a video about, I went to a camera show, so I put out like a video about that soon. But I went to a camera show where they did a lot of like lighting tutorials, and I attended a lot of them, and studio lighting. And I was impressed, very impressed, so much so I bought a kit, like a beginner starting kit. It has one like FJ200 light, and then of course a softbox, some gels and things like that. So I'm going to be working with just that, and the only way that I told myself, the only way I'm going to buy any more lighting equipment is I have to make money from my photography. If the income isn't coming from my photography, then I'm not going to be picking up any lights this year. But I will pick up lights if I make enough money where from my photography, either that's selling prints, someone requests my services, or whatever. If I'm able to do that, then I will be definitely buying more for to build out my lighting system to kind of play around with. And I just kind of want to create art with it. I don't think I'm gonna be doing like studio work per se, but if I can like create like art pieces for stuff that I like, because that's what I really enjoyed at that show, was kind of seeing like how these people were basically creating art with their lighting setup. So if I can source that income from my photography work, and I get enough to afford another FJ200, sure, we'll go for it. But for 2025, I'm going to try to keep the gear buying to a minimum. So if you see me with new gear, I broke in my New Year's resolution, and that's gonna suck. But yeah, so that is pretty much it for this video. Like I said, shot a lot of great street photography. Didn't shoot as much landscape, but going into next year, definitely want to shoot more landscape. Going to keep shooting street. Not going to buy a lot of photography gear. Learn to live with what I got. And you know, this year was good. I hope that 2025 will be even better. I hope it's better for you guys as well. I did ramble a bit in this video, so if you made it this long, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. You know, like I said, I hope to put out more content. I have content already on my laptop. It just needs to be edited and put out. So you may see some videos from me in the new year with stuff that I did last year. But yeah, I'll explain all that when I do the video. But yeah, thanks for watching. Wish you all happy holidays, happy new year, and stay safe.